going to show you a couple of different ways to coil up your rope, keep everything neat and organized. I'm going to start with my pretty pink paracord here. For smaller lengths of paracord, I just kind of use my hand. So I'll hang on to my loose end with my thumb and just kind of wrap it around the hand like this. When I get towards the end, I leave a little bit of a tail. Pull it all off of my hand. And then I'll kind of just wrap it around the center here. And then to finish it off, I'll use a half hitch, so I kind of keep a loop right here and just put the end right through that loop. Tighten everything down. And there I have a nice little bundle. For bigger rope, I'm actually going to use an extension cord to show you because it's bright orange and I have it here with me. Whoever coiled this up the last time didn't do it the right way because you can see it's a bit of a mess. So, alright, so for a little bit larger diameter rope or extension cords or anything of the sort, for longer lengths, again I'm going to kind of pinch my end right here and you wrap it under your arm and back through your hand. So in between your thumb and your forefinger like that. Just keep wrapping. This is what most people use for an extension cord. I'll show you another one that's kind of cool. Alright, then once you get to the end here, you take it off of your arm. And you got your loose end here. And we'll do pretty much the same thing. I'm just going to wrap that around a couple of times and finish it with a half hitch by sticking the end under the loop. And there you have your neat wrapped up little extension cord, and that way when you need it the next time, you just undo all your knots in the middle, or all your wraps in the middle, and you should be able to just give it a check. There we go. I got a nice loose extension cord and it's not tangled up. Alright. Another way you can do it, I'm going to take a step back here. So I can start with my other hand. I tend to wrap with my right hand for this one, but this one, kind of like going over your arm, but if you want to say keep a bigger loop, you can just wrap it in your hand and then pull your loose end. Keep wrapping it this way. Then you can adjust your loop length to keep it the same diameter here. And for this one, with your other hand, you kind of give it a half turn. You kind of turn the see, just a half turn. So I'll turn the extension cord or rope so that my thumb's on top instead of my fingers. And what that does is it keeps it laying nice and even and takes all the twist out of it. This is a really good way to do garden hose, so the garden hose doesn't get twisted or get flat spots. You see, I'll just kind of make a length, start with my fingers on top, flip it over so my thumb's on top, and lay it into my hand. And this is a way to keep very large diameter rope, extension cords, garden hoses, that kind of thing, tangle free, because then there's no twist in it. Same thing with this. Get to the end. I'll make a couple of wraps around, one of the sides here, tied off with a couple of half hitches. Another way that I do extension cords especially, I'm going to keep my two ends. I'm going to throw my cord back out here. There we go. Put your two ends together, and then keeping your two strands together, I'm going to work my way down to the end of the rope, or the end of the extension cord, until I get to what would be the halfway point, right here. This one's called, I call it a daisy chain. I'm not sure, other people might have different names for it, but I call it daisy chaining. We'll make a loop, make an overhand knot, and then with this loop, my end loop, put my hand through it, grab my loose end, and pull that through to make another loop. And then once I get that loop about the same size, like that, I'll stick my hand through again, grab my long side, and pull it through to make a loop of the same size again. This is also kind of how you crochet. Bet you guys didn't know I could crochet. Put your hand through, grab your loose end, and keep doing that. This works really well for extension cords, especially these heavier gauge extension cords like this one is, because it's really easy to untie while still having both of the ends. We're just going to keep going here. Until I get to the end. There we go. Now to complete this one, you get your two ends and you put it through the loop and just snug it up like that. And then I turn them over and I hang them up by this overhand knot. So, or you can double them up like that and hang them up. But to get the entire length of my extension cord unraveled very quickly while still having my two ends to plug into the wall or the tool or both, pull it back through your loop, gather up the whole length. I'm going to walk a few feet back here so you guys can see how this uncoils. Okay, we can still see me. Now that you've taken this end off, or this end loose, hang on to your two ends, grab the length, and it automatically comes undone just from the weight of the extension cord. So give those a try, give it some practice. For this one you'll have to come down here and undo your overhand knot, but that leaves you with both ends in your hands is the point of that one. So if you're connecting it to a wall and a tool, give that a practice.